I think for fall interest, I've done some videos on this in the past. Oh, sorry, this is Robin. I garden in Zone 6 in Northwest Connecticut. Thank you very much if you're already a subscriber. If you're not, please subscribe and hit that like button. It really does make a difference. So what are some of my suggestions for a really amazing fall color in your garden? So I'm going to walk around and show you a few things. Behind me you can see Stewardia. Dawn Redwood's going to turn a gorgeous yellow. So there are, obviously, I could probably go on and on and on, but there are a few things that I think really stand out in the fall garden. Again, don't forget the tags. I keep these in my Amazon store. They never go out of, they never delaminate, okay? So this is for White Wands Veronica. They're very easy to put together. So you have a label that you put on here. They're stainless steel. They never rust. Here's the piece that goes in the ground. You pop it in the holes. And then you put it together. If you're looking for amazing fall color, here are some shrub ideas that you can add to your garden. So this is Firelight Tidbit. Amazing fall color, as is Firelight itself. So this is a great hydrangea, paniculata. You can see, for me, turns this beautiful dark pink color as it ages. So that would be one of my first choices.
Firelight Tidbit is a space-saving hydrangea with cream-colored flowers covering the plant in early summer, turning a luscious shade of pink later in the season that lasts till frost. It's good in sun to part shade, well-draining soil.
This is Firelight itself. Now this is a pretty big shrub hydrangea, so I mean this can get 6 to 8 feet tall. So it's way bigger than Firelight Tidbit, but with the same gorgeous dark pink panicles.
Now both Firelight Tidbit and Firelight are excellent choices. Again, they're both panicle hydrangeas, so they both bloom on new wood, so they're easy to control their size. You know, in the late winter, early spring, you can cut them back by about 1/3. They're great border plants. They're great cut flowers. They're good dried flowers, and just general great landscape plants.
My second choice, I think, for fabulous fall color is Viburnum. This is Mary Easy. You can see I have an entire hedge of it right here. Every year it turns this really dark burgundy, beautiful. And of course, 3 seasons of interest, because in the spring it's got beautiful lace-capped flowers. So you have interest all year long, and of course the beautiful branching in the winter. Here's a single specimen of Mary Easy with the sun shining through it. It's just so beautiful every single year. It's so beautiful. My next choice, without a doubt, is the Oakleaf hydrangea. This is Alice, and it's going to get darker and darker and darker leaves as the season goes on. I'll show you I'll show you a photo from last year. But again, it'll get darker and darker and darker, and it is absolutely glorious. Now, Oakleaf hydrangeas bloom on old wood, so don't cut these down. Put them in a place where you can just let them go. I have 3 here.
Now I happen to have Alice, which I believe is an older variety, but there are many, many new ones on the market, and there are many companies that are always coming out with new varieties, but they bloom on old wood. So if you need to prune them at all, just cut off the dead blooms, and in the late winter you can cut any damaged or winter damaged or weak stems and cut those out. But they are beautiful multi-stemmed deciduous shrubs. The color is just amazing in the fall.
My next choice would be Sedum. This is Autumn Joy, but there are many varieties. And again, You probably, for the taller varieties like Autumn Joy, you do want to do the Chelsea chop. So like late May, you know, when the Chelsea flower show is, you do want to come and cut these back by about half. It helps them to not splay open. I think I forgot one of them. And so as the season goes by, they're a little bit better supported. This is Sedum Autumn Joy.
Now, sedums come in many shapes and sizes. You know, there are a lot of hybrids out there. It's also known as stone crop. It's a very hardy perennial for the garden. It blends in so well with other plants, whether it's one of the tall varieties like Autumn Joy, Autumn Fire, or one of the shorter varieties that can go at the front of the border. I have quite a few different ones. I have Rock and Grow Coral Jade. I have Rock and Grow Lemon Jade. I have other varieties that are not from Proven Winners. They're great color. I've been adding many of the smaller varieties that I really can put in the front of my borders, and they're great workhorse plants. So something to consider is the sedum category, and of course they're gorgeous in the fall.
Next on my list would be the grasses, and you can really choose any of them, whether it's the panicums, the miscanthus, the calamagratus, you know, Carl Foster, the schizarium, is that how you say it? Little blue stems. So, I mean, just the seed heads are gorgeous. They're beautiful in arrangements. You can see them just floating in the air here. Look how that just shines with the sun hitting it. I mean, you can't beat grasses for year-round enjoyment, and in your garden they just add so much, and they're great for the pollinators and birds, and use all the pieces to make their nests, etc. This grass right here is Carl Forster, and behind it actually you can see Pinky Winky, and that's another great hydrangea for fall color. I mean, it just colors up so beautifully, but Carl Forster, obviously a very popular calamagratus.
Here's a close-up of Pinky Winky. Again, it gets such bright, dark, pink, red flowers as the season progresses into the fall. Really two-toned, earlier white and pink. Great showy panicle hydrangea. I'm going to try to quickly go through the category of grasses. So I'm going to mention a bunch that I have, but there are so many, whether it's the panicum, the panacetum, the miscanthus, the calamagratus, the schizarium, they're just anthropogum. There's so many. Choose which one works best for you.
Here's another one of my favorite grasses. This is Morning Light. It's variegated leaves, just absolutely beautiful. Give it some room. This is one plant. So you can see what it adds, you know, to this bed. The structure it gives this bed, it's just gorgeous. Here's another grass, and I don't remember what this is. It could be Moodry. It got moved here a while ago, and I don't remember what it is. But again, gorgeous seed heads here. Just absolutely beautiful. Back here I have a couple of north winds. Again, another great grass. Looks gorgeous as the fall progresses. Again, this is north wind. Sorry about the fan going in the greenhouse, but we're back to 80-something degrees today. It's just crazy. It was freezing the other night. I had to put everything in the greenhouse, and now it's 80 degrees again. Here we have Cheyenne Sky, and it's a little in the shade, so I apologize. But the tips sort of turn this gorgeous red, and then you have sort of, it's a lot like Shenandoah with its little tiny seed heads on the top. Another one of my absolute favorites is ruby ribbons. Let's see if I can get over there and show it to you. We're starting to cut things down. So there's ruby ribbons right there. Again, gorgeous red on the tips. So hopefully those are some suggestions. And I probably really am neglecting the heirloom mums, which I have all over the yard, which are absolutely fantastic. So this is French vanilla. I have all sorts of different varieties. They're pretty tall, so again, just like with the sedum, you probably want to Chelsea chop them in the late spring to control their height, because you can see this is a pretty big, let me see if I can get down so I can give you some better perspective. This is a pretty big plant. It's got a Cheyenne sky in front of it, which I have kind of stuck in there because I'm trying to hold this up because it's gotten so heavy because I forgot to chop it down. So right there we have a zebra grass. Right behind this Heptacodium 7 Sun, another absolutely favorite thing for fall. Let me zoom in on the zebra grass with its variegated leaves. And again, beautiful, beautiful seed heads here. It just looks so pretty with the sun on them. Like I said, it's right behind this Heptacodium. So the 7 Sun tree, shrub, you can keep it whatever you want. Mine is got a couple of, it's a multi-branch tree I have. So in the spring you have gorgeous white flowers. And then as the flowers go away, or in the fall, sorry, here's the white flowers. And when the flowers go away, the bracts are this red, gorgeous red. And this tree has peeling bark. It is gorgeous in all 3 seasons. I can't say enough about the Heptacodium.
Again, the Heptacodium, outstanding for foliage. Now, I also want to just quickly talk about a few other items. Some other things to consider. Japanese maples, gorgeous. This is Koto no Ito in my yard. It turns a gorgeous shade of fall colors, the oranges, the yellows, the reds as the season progresses, and it gets a little cooler and a little cooler. This is one of my favorites. I have several different Japanese maples, but these are always a great thing for fall color, something you might want to think about. So here's one suggestion. Again, I'm not going to get into detail on every one of these. I just wanted to throw in a few more suggestions. Next up for my fall favorites have to be the hawthorns. I have winter kings. I will say they have thorns, so be careful, but as the fall progresses, they lose their leaves. They have the most beautiful red berries. And after a frost, the robins just descend en masse to destroy the berries, and they're picked over pretty quickly. So another one is the beautyberry. Look at the gorgeous purple berries. I also have another one called Pearl Glam Beautyberry, which has a dark leaf and a little bit different color on the berry. But the beautyberries, absolutely beautiful for fall color. I find this shrub, I have to keep cutting mine back to kind of control its size, but then again, it's in front of a big Abies concolor, and I don't want to take away from that either, but a great opportunity for great fall color with the berries. And I can't just go on without or leave without mentioning the red twig dogwoods. But not just the red twig dogwoods, also the yellow twig dogwoods that are going to give us color all through the winter, whether it's with their red stems or their yellow stems. They get great fall color. They have flowers in the spring. This is a great year-around shrub to consider for your garden. So hopefully you've found this helpful. I'm going to give you a picture of a scene from Cornwall, Connecticut, and here's some close-up pictures of the labels I use.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want some more suggestions, just leave me a note in the comments, and I'll be glad to give you some other suggestions. Behind me, this Koto no Ito, Japanese maple, is going to turn gorgeous colors as fall progresses. Hopefully it's very dry here in Connecticut. So things that are the leaves that are turning, they're not lasting very long and they're kind of dull. Again, think about the stakes that I use to mark my plants. When people come over to view my garden, I don't have to walk around with every single person and explain, what a plant is, because these are very simple. They go right in the ground and you can push them in as far as you need to. So if you have something in the back and you want to be able to see it, or if it's in the foreground, so things don't get buried. So they're very helpful. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, hit that like button. It really does make a difference, and have a great fall.